Honey,
Yes.
what's your favorite scary movie? What's your favorite horror movie? Of all the horror movies you've ever seen, what's your favorite one?
Let me see. I was a big fan, of course, of Halloween, but Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street is the one?
I saw all of them. It was a
Okay,
movie
when you
theater.
first saw the first one, tell me about that story. Tell me that story.
So I was in this theater. It was on Allenton Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
and I went with my mom. It was me and my mom. The first time we saw it, it was a pretty big theater. It was a whole bunch of people, and we had fun watching it because he was popping up everywhere, and we were like screaming, and everybody was screaming, and they were like, "Run, run, run!" Everybody was
People
like
yelling at the
reacting.
screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that works.
yeah. And then the funny part is that we went home and it was dark, and we were walking, and every little noise, we were like, "Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And then I couldn't sleep.
Really? What is it about that? Like I can never look. I'm not gonna front. It happened to me too. It happened to me too. There were horror movies that I've seen in the past when I was young, before I really got into it, that I was like scared to go to sleep. I was scared of the leaving, of turning off the lights. I wanted every light on. I admit it. I admit it. I just want to understand the psychology behind that. Like, what? How can you? How can I? I'll speak for myself. I gotta speak just for myself. How can I think that something I saw on TV or a movie theater somehow become real for me at my house? It's a movie.
I know, but it depends on the age, your age. I was young. I was a
Yeah,
teenager.
but
So in your head, you're thinking,
you
"Oh my
were a
god,
teenager when you saw that
yeah,
movie.
yeah."
You see, by the time I was a teenager, that didn't bother me. I knew what it was.
Girls are different, I think.
I no, I don't think it's about girls or guys. I do it. I did it when I was 12. I saw something that scared the living daylights out of me, and I couldn't sleep a wink that night. I was a
What movie
mess.
was that?
What do you think?
Oh God, I can't. That
Yeah,
one, forget it. That
and that was on
that
TV.
and based on a true story. That's
Yes,
what freaked me out even
that's the
more.
other part of it. But
That's
but
what freaks me
but
out.
but here's the thing. I was 12, and
Oof,
I
oof.
didn't expect, and
Let
they
me
were
see. Were
playing
you
it on
12?
TV. On
I was
TV.
like 10, 9, 10 years
And
old
check it out on TV.
on TV.
When you're watching it on TV, you know all the stuff they cut out,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
still bad.
yeah, yeah,
I wasn't. I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
ready for
yeah.
the big full
And we had
thing.
commercials.
It wasn't until I was 16 when I rented it and I saw it that I absolutely fell in love with it. And I've had copies of it ever since in my library. So yeah, fine, But when you're younger, there's this difficulty for a real young person to kind of like divide fantasy from reality, divide fiction from fact, and I just can't get. It's something that I've always wondered about. And I'll be honest with you, they're not just kids; they're grown-ups who still do that.
Yeah,
They're still grown-ups who do that.
yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I don't do that now. Now I know
No, I'll
what
be
what
real
to
though.
do.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna fess up right now. I just saw a movie, did the review this past week,
Oh no, no.
called Undertone. Yo, I left all the lights on for a while, and I was like, even even in my review,
Did not see
I
that.
heard something in the back, and I went in the review, and I was like, you see that? You see, it's even freaking me out. I just heard something back there. That's not cool. That's not cool. And you see me look back. I did that in the review for Undertone.
No, I'm glad I didn't go see that.
Yeah, because she can't handle movies like
Not
that.
that. Not
Eh,
that.
Not that kind. And
Not
I
that.
get it. I totally respect the crap out of her for it because, I get it because, movies like that. But, when you're younger and you see all these other ones, like Michael Myers and Freddy and all that, one has to understand what makes a horror movie truly a horror movie. Is it the scare factor or is it the storytelling? In my opinion, it has always been the storytelling. Scare is relative. It can vary from person to person, and it matters. To be honest with you, the scare is more like the icing on the cake or the spice on a special food, a special delicacy,
Yeah.
because that's just a little extra. But that's not what really makes a movie scary. A horror movie. What makes a good horror movie is the same kind of thing that makes any kind of movie what it is, whether it's romance, comedy, sci-fi, good storytelling. And that's the important part. And that's why I like, like when I saw Ready or Not here, that's supposed to be a horror movie. It wasn't scary. It was fun.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Right, honey?
It did make you jump out of your seat a couple of times, but...
It made you jump out of your seat?
You too, because you went, ooh!
For what?
Right next to me.
When?
When things were happening, they jump out of nowhere. They came out, that guy, the first guy.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
At one point, you were like...
I grabbed you? I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So
that
you
was
guys scared too.
We do.
Horror and coffee.
Yeah, I guess it does happen, but I don't take it with me home. Well, like I said earlier about the undertow.
Yeah, but it's still fresh in your head when you go home. It's still there.
When a movie makes that kind of a scary psychological impact in the mind, A, it's good. B, that you take, like, the last movie that did that to me was Hereditary, years ago. And for those of you who saw my review on that one, you saw how I was acting in the review. So you know how that is. All right. So, thank you for sharing your first horror movie experience.
Thank you for
I could go further back myself. I guess the one, this movie when I was 12 years old. Sure. But, yeah, that would do it. That was the ultimate expression of what it means to have the wit scared out of you. But anyway. All right.
Scare everybody.
That's how good it is.
Yeah.
No doubt. Thank you, honey, for sharing.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
What's your favorite scary movie? Sounds like Scream. Comment below. Bye, guys.